Hello and welcome to another Set Musings video. As you probably guess, I'm really enjoying the return to Set Musings, to sets that we haven't looked at before. And so we've moved on now to Portal Second Age. So I think the name's a bit of a giveaway, in that it's the second set from Portal. It was designed as a simplified version of Magic the Gathering. It's backboarded, and there's 165 cards in the set, 70 commons, 45 uncommons, 35 rares, 15 basic lands. As I scroll through this through the 165 cards, before we get to slice and dice it in the usual way, I'm just going to chat a little bit about it. But as I'm scrolling through, it's interesting to see, and you might notice, I won't specifically pick out things, but again, the aesthetics of the set, how the artwork looks specifically, things like the slightly more bold rule elements of the rules text. So apparently this is the first set that was advertised as a starter level set using Wizards' rating system. Where they start to refer as things as like expert level, that sort of stuff. There's starter level, advanced level, and then expert level. So that's. The first time they'd used the term starter level, I believe, on a set. So June 1998, if you didn't notice at the top of this, 15 card booster packs, 5 different theme decks, and a 2-player starter set. There was also one of those guides as well. There was some demo game boosters as well, kicking around. They were given away free to advertise the game. As I said, an official guide, Portal Second Age, complete companion. And like Portal, that we looked at last week, specifically designed to ease new players into the game. So we've got simplified rules, streamlined rules, no artifacts or enchantments. We've got the sword and shield symbols on creature cards to indicate power and toughness, to know which number was which. And then you can see there's a number of thick lines here as well they've put in addition to the bold text. No instants or interrupts. Of course, at that point, interrupts were a thing. What they did is they had sorceries, so they were the only non-creature spells. And they had a few sorceries, which, as we saw last week, similar to the previous set, where they could be played at times when sorceries normally could not. And what then happened as a result, they've since been errated to make them into instants, and we had quite a look at that, I think, in last week's episode. Now, the other thing I understand from reading the MTG Wiki article is a couple of significant differences. Portal Second Age actually uses proper Magic terminology of library, graveyard and blocking, rather than in Portal. I think you saw the terms deck, discard pile and intercepting, so they took those out and then just gone back to just talking about library, graveyard and blocking. So it makes the transition over from like beginner to advanced or expert a little bit easier and not so confusing, because apparently people got confused at the time. And second, the creature cards in Portal Second Age all have creature types, whereas you may have noticed again last week when we looked at this, all the creature cards have the type line summon creature. Apparently it was the first set, this is Portal Second Age, I believe, to have that creature followed by the creature type instead of summon, which then got adopted as the standard. There was, I believe, a storyline in Portal Second Age, but I'm not so hot on magic lore and storylines, but yeah, that's my understanding. Don't think there are any cycles in here, or I'm working from the assumption that there aren't any, and I haven't seen any mentioned in the MTG Wiki article. There's quite a number of, there were, I think, 3 creature types introduced here. So pirate, monkey and ox for the first time. Again, nice land artwork in here, as you probably notice. And even though it was a set that was designed to be simple, you're always going to end up with certain cards which are quite noteworthy, and no doubt we might spot some of those. And there's reprints in here. There's stuff that's at the time wasn't a reprint, but I think there's quite a number of functional reprints in here, like there was in the previous set. And then, of course, those sorceries with weird wording on them, which were then errated to instance. So, now for the fun bit. Let's go through in the usual way, which is to slice this both by colour on the colour pie, the rarity within that, and then we put them on a curve. So, and I like this. You do get a similar experience to if you're opening cards for the first time, because the cards you see the most are usually the commons. So it sort of does that. I mean, I suppose I could do all the columns all the commons in the 5 colours first, maybe, but I've just decided to go along the rarity as well, because it's easier to pick out trends in the colour combinations. We'll look at the theme decks at the end quickly. Judging by the fact that they're monocolour, I'm wondering if this was more of a monocolour thing with this set. Remember, the other set was sort of 2 colours. So, what have we got in white? So, low end of the curve, we got vanilla 1-2. We have life gain that scales on creatures. Okay, vigilance here. 2-drop of vigilance. Interesting. Musketeer that can't block creatures with flying. Can't block creatures. Now there's Angelic Wall, which does have flying, but it's a wall, and there's a reminder there that walls can't attack. So I'm assuming now that's simply been errated to defender. And Angelic Wall, actually, it's been reprinted a few times. Okay, so life gain is a thing in white. We got pump with flying. So where are we now on the curve? These are our 3 drops. Soldiers. Yep, so mono white soldiers. Okay. Is that our first out and out? Just looking to see where we get our first flyer with no downside, because this obviously can't attack. Blocks, it's a flyer. It's a wild griffin. So what's that? 2/2 for 3 with flying. Okay. There's our across the board pump spell. Righteous charge. Oh, it came up in great gate crash. Power boost to all. Okay. I was just seeing how they categorise that. So our 4-drop. Breath of Life. Oh, it's reprinted in Vintage Masters. Okay. Path of Peace. Yeah, so some life gain cards here. And then we have a 3/3 for 4 vanilla. Soldiers and Knights with a Griffin. So is it the case then at this point, at common, our only other flyer? So we only have 2 here, one of which is a wall. Okay. Moving on, what do we get? Bubble Up once we move on to uncommon. Again, notice here we're in an earlier set, so no change of colour on the set symbol. Right. Oh yeah, this sort of thing. If it blocks, destroy both Alaborn Zealot and the creature it blocks. So that would now become... Okay, no, it's not. I was wondering whether it's almost like a death type things, but no, it doesn't. What does it categorise that as? Yeah, oh, that's right. Old blocking death touches. I think I've seen it called before. I did wonder. So yeah. Rally the troops, untap all your creatures. So there's our 1-drops. Yeah, and we'll see more life gain. Another one here. +2/+2 until end of turn. Only after. So this is one. Is it? Yeah, that's been errated. Yeah, we got 3 kingdoms next, if you wonder, and then we'll, after that, after we've done 3 kingdoms, we move on to the other stuff, the masters stuff. Yeah, so definitely going with a life gain theme here. There's another flyer, but that's a 4-drop for 2/3. Yeah, there's our white removal. Destroy anyone. Tapped creature. Come on, that's a 4-drop. Oh, and there's our high-end flyer. Oh, it's Angel of Mercy in this set. Which, yeah, that's the Angel of Mercy artwork from 10th. That's the one I'm most familiar with, but you can see here, predates invasion. Yep, 3/3, life gain for 5. Okay. So, did we have any... What do we have in terms of removal in white at common? If anything. Oh, there we go, yeah. Life gain. Path of Peace. Similar to Misfortune's Gain. Okay. Fair enough. Right. So on to the rares. More knights. Oh, got Armageddon in the set. Destroy all lands. But no Wrath. No Wrath of God. Okay. But we do have a Righteous Fury, which does all tap creatures. And we get life gain off that. Archangel's in here. 5/5 for 7. Flying and Vigilance. We've got Angel of Fury. And it goes back into our library if it goes into the graveyard. Steam Catapult. Just Fate, so another more removal, but again it's one that's been retrospectively errated. after you're attacked, but before you declare blockers. Okay. And then Alaborn Veteran. So yeah, our rare cards, the curve doesn't start till 3 drops. Okay. So what are we seeing? Well, we're seeing angels, aren't we? And we're seeing soldiers. And we're definitely seeing life gain here. Right, moving on to blue. Sleight of hand, which I think I alluded to in this week's deck musings. Sleight of hand would be in here because we're looking at another card. Extinguish. So deals with sorceries. Full summoning. So we've got library manipulation, countering sorceries. Okay, so this is our sorcery one. This is our creature one then. Okay. Interesting. 1/1 for 2 with flying, and then you get to look at your opponent's hand. Merchants and pirates. So we got some flying pirates. 1/2 for 2 in blue. Tap down. So 1, 2 drops. Don't know if that's a misprint there. The creature's going flying until end of turn. Okay. And you get sorcery backs from graveyard. Attack, return one creature from play to the top. Bounce. More. What's this? Comes into play from your hand. Draw a card, then choose and discard a hand from your hand. Okay. Screeching Drake. Talos Airship with flying. So that's a 3 in a blue, 3/2. And then Touch of Brilliance, which is our out and out card draw. So draw 2 cards for 4 with no additional conditions. And that's an uncommon. Okay. So no, that's a common. Wow. Okay. So that's a common, yeah. Now moving on to uncommon. Okay. A couple of 1-drops. And library manipulation. We're seeing a pattern here, aren't we? Bounce. So quite a bit of bounce. So here's a wizard. It's a pinger. Mystic Denial. I'm just checking the simplified or errated rules. Counter target spell. Sorcery spell for 3. Okay. Sea Drake. So you got a 4/3 for 3, but you have to bounce lands back to your hand. Each tap creature your opponent has in play, you draw a card. Wow. Turn 22. So here's our blue flyer, well, a blue flyer. 3 and 2 blue, 4/4, air elemental. Yeah. That's been reprinted a few times. Armoured Galleon. 4 and a blue. Armoured Galleon can't attack unless the defending player has an island in play. So, does blue want us to go with a bit of a pirate theme, maybe? Pirate wizards. Oh, look. One of our rares is piracy. This turn you may tap your opponent's lands to help pay for your spells. So I think the blue theme deck when we come to it was like a spell weaver deck. So we got exhaustion. We've got Opponent's next step, he or she skips untapping creatures and lands. Wow, what's that been errated to? Creatures and lands target opponent controllers don't untap during the next untap step. Okay. Talos Warrior can't be blocked. Coastal Wizard. On your turn before you attack, you may tap Coastal Wizard to return it, and any one of the creatures of Rona's hand. So there's a lot of bounce, isn't there, in blue? Talos Researcher. Turn before you attack. See a lot of tempo stuff. I don't know if there's more. It seems almost like, and again, this is, you know, sometimes difficult to do on the fly like this, but it seems like there's more bounce than there is, you know, countering completely, so it ends up in the graveyard. So what's this? 11 for 6 and 2 blue. Okay, for 8. So when it comes into play from your hand, return all your other creatures from play to your hand. Okay. Yeah. So definitely like a bit of a seafaring theme going on here. Wizarding seafarers. Okay, now we move into black. We're at common, just to remind you, because we don't have the benefit of colour coding on the set symbols. So, okay, so we've got 3/1 drops here. Chorus of Woe, +1/+0 until end of turn. Okay, nice. Although it is sorcery speed, so yeah, you can sort of see that coming. Muck Rats, 1/1 for 1. Raised Deads in here. Return any one creature from your graveyard to your hand. Yeah, it's reprinted a few times. Cruel Edict as well. Okay. 1 in a black. Your opponent chooses one of his or her creatures. Destroy that creature. Okay, so we've got some neat bit of removal there at common in black. Dartmoor Bat flying. You know, I'm feeling drawn towards white-black for some reason. Yeah, the theme deck for black was called Night Stalkers. Okay, if not, liking Night Stalker attacks, he gets +2/+0 until end of turn. There's Ravenous Rats. Dartmoor Bat flying. 1/1 for 2. Swarm of Rats. Okay, so clearly rats are a thing in black in this set. Pay equal to the number of rat cards you have in play. So definitely rewarding you for playing rats. And yeah, that common. Wow. Okay. Hand of Death. Destroy one creature that isn't black. Okay. Mind Rot's in here. Moaning Spirit. 2/1 for 3 with flying. Raiding Night Stalker. So that's a 3-drop for 2/2 for 3 with Swamp Walk, and Prowling Night Stalker can't be blocked except by other black creatures. 3 and a black 2/2. Okay, moving on to uncommon at black. Blood Curdling Scream +X/+0. Got Coercion. So 3 drops. So we get some higher up the curve here. There's a 3-drop flyer. Destroy one of your lands. Okay. 3/2 for 3. Abyssal Night Stalker. Attacks and blocks. Your opponent chooses and discards a card from his or her hand. It's 2/2 for 4. Brutal Night Stalker. Okay, so clearly, yeah. Night Stalkers. Wow, this is pretty aggressive. Dark Offering. But you just need to see what's in red. Although these are sort of high casting costs, that's the only thing. I'm interested in what red black aggro might look like here. Kiss of Death, 4 damage to your opponent, you gain 4 life. So you got white, black life gain. Do we see any more? Oh, Hidden Horrors in here, yes. Which was originally in Weatherlight, and it was in 10th edition. Comes into play from your hand, choose a discard the creature card. Or destroy Hidden Horror. We can get stuff back from the graveyard. I wonder if there's anything here that might reward us for discarding stuff. I'm not sure actually. 3 cards, you lose 3 life. Okay, for 4. Vampiric Spirit. Flying. You lose 4 life. Okay. Yeah, white black would definitely be tempting to play. Nightstalker Engine, 4 and a black. Pack with a number of creature cards in your graveyard, okay. Darkmoor Sorceress, pack with a number of swamp cards you have in play. Rain of Daggers, destroy all your opponent's creatures. For each creature destroyed this way you lose 2 life. And then Return of the Nightstalkers, 5 and 2 black. Return all the Nightstalker cards from your graveyard to play. Yeah, I wonder what they're wanting us to play. Okay, moving on to red. We have a Raging Goblin. Okay, alright, so 4 1-drops here. Goblin Mountaineer, 1/1 for 1 with Mountain Walk. Goblin War Strike deals to your opponent damage equal to the number of Goblin cards. So yeah, okay. Let's play Goblins. A Raging Goblin, 1/1 for 1, unaffected by Summoning Sickness. So that would now be Haste. Tremor, 1 damage to each creature without flying. So 1 drop. 2 drops at common in red. Goblin Glider, can't block. Goblin Piker, 2/1 for 2. Goblin Raider, can't block. 2/2 for 2. We got Spitting Earth. So deals to any one creature damage equal to the number of mountains you have in play. Volcanic Hammers in here. So that's the 3 damage, 2 drop. Any one creature or player. Goblin Cavaliers. 2 and a red for 3/2. So quite a nice goblin curve. We have Stone Rain. Yeah. Look at that artwork. That was also in Portal, if you remember. Ogre Warrior. So that's our 4-drop. It's 3/3. Lava Axe. Wasn't that in the previous one as well? Yeah, thought so. And then Ogre Berserker. 4 and a red, 4/2. Unaffected by Summoning Sickness. And that's just that. That is just a common. So what have we got at uncommon? Okay, we've got a next spell, Blaze. Cool. Goblin Firestarter. 1/1 for 1. On your turn before you attack, you may destroy Goblin Firestarter to have it deal 1 damage. Goblin Law. Okay. Does card draw in red as only red can do. We've got Goblin Matron in the set. How much is that? Yep, so your Goblin Tutoring card. Goblin Warcry, Ogre Taskmaster. Wow, Jagged Lightning. 3 and 2 red. Obsidian Giant. 4/4 for 5. 3/3 for 5. Comes into play from your hand. Destroy any one land. So, yep, nice Goblin deck with land destruction. What could go wrong? Earthquake. Okay, so we can deal with flyers. Without. No, so what am I saying? Earthquake deals X damage to each player and each creature without flying. Okay, yep. Goblin General. So it'd be interesting to see what we see in green. Yep. Jumping the gun there. 1 and 2 red. Okay, cares about other goblins. Relentless Assault. Cunning Giant. Wildfire. Destroy 4 of your lands and your opponent destroys 4 of their lands, then wildfire deals full damage to each creature. Okay. So yeah, a wrath effect as only red can. Magma Giant comes into play from hand. It deals 2 damage to each creature and player. It's a 5/5 for 7, and then we've got a nice dragon topping it off. Excellent. 6/6, casting for 8. Unaffected by summoning sickness. Right. Let's have a look at green. Okay. So we got 3 1-drops. Norwood Ranger, Salvage and Tree Monkey. So yeah, we could do red-green aggro, I suppose. We've got Bear Cub, 2/2 for 2. Lynx, 2/1 for 2 with Forest Walk. +4/+4, Monstrous Growth for 2. Nature's Law's in here. So Forest Tutoring. Okay, Norwood Warrior. So Greek cards are looking pretty strong. Golden Bear's in here, which is a 4/3 for 4. Norwood Archers, 3/3 for 4, and can block creatures with flying. Norwood Riders are 3/3 for 4, and it can't be blocked by more than 1 creature. There's our green life gain. So yeah, green-white life gain could be a thing. 3 and 2 green. Plated Worm's in here. 4/5 for 5. Barbarous Worm, 6/4 for 6. So that's a common. Does make me wonder when I see these starter sets. I don't know if anybody ever did it. I don't know what they did at the pre-releases, or if there were any. I'm assuming, doesn't really say, just as a release date. So I don't think. Yeah, these weren't legal in any sanctioned format. They were legalised in Vintage and Legacy on the 20th of October 2005. I don't think this would have been. I'm just thinking, I wonder what this would have been like to draft. Or even just do. Yeah. At some point I should do a limited one of this, not right now, but sometime in the future. I fancy going back to doing a few like sealed deck building videos like I used to do in the early days. What did I used to call it? Was it? I think that was the original Deck Durdle series, wasn't it? Where I'd open 6 virtual packs and build some decks. So yeah, if I ever resurrect that one, I should go back and try it with things like Portal, just for fun. Okay, so uncommon. There's our 1-drop. Okay, cool. So we have green-black reanimation. It would only after you're attacked. Before you declare blockers, this turn, all damage dealt to you by attacking creatures is reduced by 0. Life gain. Lone Wolf, 2/2 for 3. Okay, that's an intro. Why did they do that then? You may have Lone Wolf assign its combat damage as though it weren't blocked. That's interesting. Is that like Trample on steroids? Untamed Wilds, 2 and agree. Oh yeah, there's our Plains, Islands, Swamp, Mountain, Forest, Tutoring in green. Yeah. Beasting. I do like that artwork. I suppose there's lots of other cards in green that do a similar thing, as we know. Beasting. 2 damage to any 1 creature or player. River Bear. So we want to go with bears in here. Bears and wolves. Wild Ox, Silent Walk, Swamp Walk. Those are our 4 drops, 3 threes. Ox. Can't be blocked by more than one creature. Okay. Seeing a pattern here in green. I'll move on to red. Oh, there's hurricanes in here. Alluring Scent. Norwood Priestess. Okay, on your turn before you attack, you may put Priestess. You tap it to put any green creature from your hand. Play without paying for it. Okay, 3/3, 4 drop. But gets +2/+2 if it's blocked. Sylvan Yeti, power equal to number of cards you have in hand. 2 and 2 green. Sylvan Basilisk, 3 and 2 green, so 2/4. Destroy creatures blocking. Deathcore Worm, 6 and 2 green, 7/6. Okay, so is anybody else watching this video getting pulled towards red green? I don't know, that's how I feel. So what have we got in a moment? There's our plane. So let's just go back a step. So what do you reckon? I mean, the stuff I feel pulled towards, just I don't know how much I feel pulled towards white blue flyers, just for a change. That would be my go-to. There's something appealing here in this set. And again, thinking about, I can't help thinking about 2 colours all the time. I mean, obviously we'll look at the theme decks and seeing where, you know, the theme decks want to pull you. That's a given. We'll have a look at that. But just in terms of just generally, if like me, I tend to want to play 2 colours if I can, and I know there's no fit, or where there is stuff in green, but yeah, so I would definitely feel tempted to experiment in blue black. I mean, obviously mono red, in terms of, yeah, if I was going to pick a mono colour for this, and then, so yeah, blue black, green, red green, but then there's that sort of black white thing going on there, where you might be able to leverage the life gain from white in black, maybe. Yeah, so something to think about. Let's have a look at the land anyway. So 3 pieces of artwork of each land type or type of mana. Very nice indeed. I bet this stuff is, no, it isn't. Okay, some of it is, so let's just look at that then, because you do get that sometimes. So it's not, I mean, it's more expensive than regular basic land, but it's not too egregious. I mean, certainly if you just wanted like 1 copy of each. I mean, obviously if you wanted like multiple copies of this, it's a bit of a money sink, but yeah. No, I like that. Cool. Okay. Wow, yeah. So I was thinking, why have I got Norwood Priest up here yet? So I wanted to do this just because these are really interesting sets in terms of the prices. So yeah, $85 for a Norwood Priestess. That's the most expensive card in this set. Then we get Razor Claw Bear, Temporal Manipulation. So that was one we may have just, maybe didn't point that out quite as much, but you take an extra turn after this one. Yeah. Piracy. Obviously you have to be really careful when they're doing sets where you put this sort of stuff on the curve. Yeah. Piracy 33. Righteous Fury. That was our Destroy Creatures Wrath, wasn't it? But with a few conditions on it. Earthquakes in here. Yeah, quite a bit more expensive than other earthquakes. Even the one from the previous portal. Is that maybe some earthquake that doesn't feature very often? I don't know. Oh, there's Armageddon. That was also in Portal. Now we have sleight of hand. I like that. A rain of daggers. Wizard in black. Power equal to the number of swamps. So yeah, obviously, no surprise. Yeah, there's cards that are pulling us towards playing mono black. So let's have a quick look at the theme decks. So we've got martial law, which is mono white. Unfortunately, it's going to come up with cards. You know, I'll just pick the newer card when I do the overflow here, but just really to get a feel for what types of cards we're seeing. In fact, I don't even need to do that. You can probably guess from here. So we've got like soldiers and knights, some flyers. Yeah, there's our top end flyer, and then some sorceries, and 15 planes. Spell weaver, blue. So this would be. This is a merchant pirate wizard deck. Some air elementals in there as well. Oh, actually, sorry, that was in alphabetical, wasn't it? So let me just go back through that. I thought that was a bit weird. Angel of Fury. Just trying to see what our... Would that be that? That's our top end, yeah. Okay. So on this one, is it air elemental? Yeah, maybe. That's all our blue spells. So yeah, Night Stalkers. Well, I think you know what's in here. Does have a Dakmor bat, but yeah, everything else has Night Stalker in the title. So that's a 4-drop, that's a 5-drop, 2-drop, 5-drop. Wow. What are you doing while you're getting those out? Ancient Craving. Where's our curve? Cruel Edict. Okay. So what's our first creature is Dakmor Bat. So in this deck, are we not doing anything till turn 2 apart from getting lands out? I think that's the case, yeah. So mono black. Here's, yeah, a Goblin Fire deck. Well, yeah, I think you know here what's going on. Got goblins on a curve. So 3-drop, 1-drop, 3-drop, 2-drop, 3-drop, 2, 2, and 1. Goblin General. What's our highest casting goblin? I think that's what 3 drops there. So Goblin Matron, got Goblin Warstrike in here, some removal, good stuff, and then green. So what do we get to pick for green? So there's a Norwood thing going on here. Marshals the forces of nature and hurls them at your opponent. Courageously Elvish Warriors. So 2-drop, 4, 5 Ox, 4, 1-drop, 4, 4, 5, and 4. Do we have a bit of a hole there? Don't know. What's our 3-drop then? So there's our 2-drop. Was there a 1-drop here? Yeah. There's a 1-drop. Okay. We don't need 3 drops over here. It's just growth. Okay. So we do have some pump spells. Oh, there were 3 rares in these. Okay. Alluring Scent, Hurricane, and Sylvan Basilisk. Well, it's better than you used to get in a certain intro decks or whatever. Cool. Well, that was fun. Yeah, so looking at that, did that change my mind about anything? I mean, not really. This looks interesting. So yeah, mono red. So yeah, pretty much like I said originally, mono red, red, green, blue, black would be what I would sort of be pulled towards, I think. And then other things, it might be tempting to play around with some white, black, life gain shenanigans, and then using that to help fuel some of the more life demanding black cards. Okay, thanks once again for watching. Bye for now, and I will catch you in a future episode.